Hey guys, it's Ashley. Let's take a look at how I made Flotsam and Jetsam into SVGs. I'm using Craft and Cut, which is a program from RNK. I've already selected my image here, hiding in the folder. I took this Flotsam and Jetsam image and cut out just one of them because I don't necessarily need both of them to make this work for the faces. So I'm going to go ahead and open. And we're going to just walk through how this is going to work. This wants to know what size this is going to be. Ignore this little inches thing. It's a little glitch in the software right now. And we're going to go next. It wants to know how many colors there are in this design. I think there are a lot of extraneous colors this is recognizing. You need to make sure you include the background color though, so just FYI if you're doing this yourself. And you can kind of update your, preview with the hide show preview button. On the next screen here, you can use this little slider and hit update outlines to kind of clean up the image so it traces it more or less cleanly. I like that a little better. And if you've got a weird color background back behind, make sure you use the little eyedropper tool to grab the background so it appears in this square here. So it will take out the background area by leaving this fill background area unchecked, and we're going to go ahead and click finish, and it's going to drop this image on the map for me. Now I can go through here and I can start to isolate things like the green background that I'm going to make fabric, and I can get rid of it because I don't necessarily need it to be fabric. And then I can go in and really start adjusting the profile here because I've got a whole bunch of extra here that I'm going to cut out because I'm going to make my Flotsam and Jetsam 3D. So I'm going to get rid of this extra for the eye here. Oops, that wasn't the part I wanted to get rid of. But I'm going to get rid of the yellow for the inside of the eye. And I'm going to go back and cut out some of those other little pieces. That way my Flotsam / Jetsam, whichever one it happens to be based on the eyes I'm making it, when I cut it, I'm not cutting extra things I need. So I'm going to get rid of the shape around the outside of it. I'm going to keep the great details though from the eye and the mouth and these gills rather than us trying to reinvent the wheel again. Okay, so as you can see, I've cleaned up some extra down around the bottom, up around the top of the eye, etc. And what I've just done is I've used the slice tool over here from the side menu. There are multiple options here from an open slice, a closed, a gap, an overlapping, an object, and the ability to delete a segment. And I've just been using this closed path slice tool, and I've been coming in here and just clicking to go through these already closed paths, change it back to my regular selection tool, and as you see, now I can grab just those little individual components that I pieced off separately and get rid of them. Now behind the eye here, we need to add an area since there wasn't an eye, since I chose to use the one that had the white eye here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab my line segment tool, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to use it to just do a line rather than the pen or the Bezier tool. And I'm going to use that little line tool to make basically a new closed shape here that we are going to put behind the eye of our eel here. See how I've got a little black outline there? And if I scroll down here in my tools, I've got a brand new little artwork shape here. Let me go ahead and make that yellow, and let's give that a fill so that you can see that. And that updated that fill. And let me just drag it in the sequence so it's further down so you can actually see what it looks like. And I'm going to need to do the same thing for this little tooth down here because otherwise, remember, I'm putting this on that seafoam green fabric and you're going to be able to see it through the fabric. So we're going to go ahead and close that one in too. And I'm just going to do a rough shape that's going to, you know, fit behind what I'm going to applique. So there's that. Come to the bottom. It's the last piece of artwork. I'm going to make that blue for the moment just so we can see that it exists. Because otherwise, if I make it white on my background here, you're going to miss it. So you can see now that it's blue. And of course, when you actually put this in and layer this guy up, it's going to be behind, which means you'll have that little tooth there. So cutting this out of the vinyl, I'm actually going to use the Power Shine glitter from So Much Cosplay. And I'm going to do black, red, silver for the tooth, and of course that great gold color for the eye. I'm going to go ahead and grab everything here together. All of my items over here in the side sequence view are already grouped by color, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to add some layered vinyl registration marks on the, let's add these on the top today. And this is going to make it really easy to cut all of those individual layers and be able to line them up. So the first one you'll put down will be what is blue, which will actually be silver for us. We'll layer up the pink on top of that for the inside of the mouth, which I'm going to cut in red. Then I'm going to add the gold for the eye, or in the case of the opposite side, it's going to be silver. So I'm going to make a second file of this for the other side where the eyes are together with the little bit for the tooth. And then the last one you'll put on will be those great details. And then we'll use a pattern to cut out the rough shape around Flotsam and Jetsam.